Welcome everyone around the world to Klever Live, where we take you deeper into the world of Bitcoin, Klever, crypto, and blockchain. Bitcoin just hit an all-time high, and the energy in the crypto community is absolutely going nuts as we enter the next stage of this cycle. Today, we are honored to have a very close friend and partner of ours here to talk about one of the most amazing use cases for crypto and KLV, namely travel around the world with crypto. Juan Otero is the CEO and co-founder of Travala.com. With a wealth of experience in some of the largest tech companies in the world, including Oracle and Booking.com, Juan is responsible for overseeing and driving all Travala operations and business activities and for ensuring that all corporate decisions align with the overall strategy, vision, and mission of Travala. Let me introduce you all to our friend, Juan.
Hi, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Michelle, thanks for having me.
What a pleasure to have you. It's an amazing time to be alive in crypto, and it's an amazing time to travel with crypto. So we are super honored to have you here, along with the entire Klever community, who is not just global, but also very keen on using their crypto and earning and growing and staking and skimming off the top to travel with Travala. So pleasure to have you here.
Absolute pleasure to be here too, mate.
Amazing. So let's just jump right into it. Our partnership has been ongoing for quite some time now. We started already in March 2020, right before the pandemic actually kicked in. We started cultivating our partnership and what we're doing together. So please do share with us, who is Travala.com and what is the partnership with Klever focused on?
Yeah, I mean, Travala.com is really at the intersection of crypto and travel. Our mission here is really to improve the overall travel experience with blockchain technology. We started building back in 2017. Obviously, after launching in early 2018, we've seen a significant amount of growth in the platform in terms of the number of users, and we've been focusing a lot on product, on building, giving use cases to the native token of the platform, the AVA token, and also trying to build a product that people can use. I think that overall we have a responsibility as well to play a role in terms of mass crypto adoption, and we think that travel is probably one of the ideal venues for us to play a significant role there. I mean, who doesn't like to travel? Crypto, the intersection of crypto and travel, I think that you couldn't get anything more interesting for adoption. It is great to see how our partnership has evolved since we started talking. Obviously, we've gone through some ups and downs in the industry. Travala, for example, not just going through the bear market, but also the pandemic. But working with projects such as yours is really what we're all about. We're about bringing that utility to different ecosystems like yours as well, and the native tokens of these ecosystems to make sure that people can actually use them. And Travala.com, obviously, with over 3 million travel products across the world. We're covering over 200 countries, and hotels, flights, activities, and we keep working on adding more and more products that people can book with travel. So having your ecosystem being part of the Travala.com ecosystem is great. And yeah, we've been very happy with the collaboration so far, and excited and looking forward to what's to come. Obviously, I know you guys are working on a lot of exciting stuff. We are as well in different areas. But yeah, just to summarize things, Travala is really in a mission to improve the overall travel experience with blockchain technology and play a significant role in mass adoption of crypto at a global level.
Fantastic. And that's one of the most beautiful things I think about Travala.com is that it aligns so well with what we do at Klever, which is essentially to bring this simple, powerful, and easy, accessible use case to everyone, whether you have $100 or $100 million. For us, it doesn't matter. You should be able to use your crypto, you should be able to earn more, stake it, get rewarded, and thrive in the crypto economy. And I think that's one of the most fantastic use cases. It's something that I saw long before Travala and Klever even crossed path. Was this? I saw two major ones. One was surely, of course, gaming on the blockchain, but one was travel. And you can use it for transparency, and you can use it for security and ease of use and speed and instant delivery. So how are you using blockchain technology today at Travala to improve the travel experience?
For us, it's about the freedom of travel again, isn't it? What we want to do is make sure that we allow people to travel in a comfortable way and pay with whatever option they want to pay. Let me put the lights back on.
Yeah, it looked better that way.
It is it is about giving people choice. If you want to book your holidays and pay with your credit card, by all means, you can do that on travel.com as well. But obviously, we want to offer more choice by bringing millions of products that people can pay with crypto. So that's one of the parts of what we do. What we've done as well is rethink the way the loyalty loyalty and reward programs work. And this is one of our flagship, one of our main use cases for the AVA token, which is the Smart program. This is a program where users can stake AVA on the Travala.com platform to get access to exclusive discounts, gift bags, and so on. Obviously, we all know the fundamental problems of existing loyalty and rewards programs in the travel industry, whether it's air mile programs, the Genius program from Booking.com. There's no transparency, there's no liquidity, there's really no value attached to it, other than the value that this centralized platform is selling to you basically as a user. So I think consumers overall, we are becoming smarter. Obviously, within blockchain, we understand that by implementing blockchain-based products, we can offer a lot more transparency, more security, better pricing, better rewards, and so on, in a way that it's never been able to be done before. So the loyalty and rewards program, payments, we are about to make a big move into the NFT space as well. Again, we think that Travala has the responsibility as the world leading blockchain-based travel brand, and also the opportunity to be that player in the industry that makes that big move into the intersection of travel and NFTs, and not just for the platform NFTs, but also building infrastructure for the travel industry to be able to use in the NFT space.
So I do want to follow up on that. I actually had a conversation yesterday with our head of Klever NFT, which is Felipe Rieger, who was here 2 weeks ago. And we were discussing about many different use cases about NFTs and everything from art to collectibles to where we are now, and essentially where we're going, ticketing systems and governance in the future. And we were talking about you coming on here today and discussing how can you use NFTs in the travel industry to make the booking system more efficient and more transparent and more easy to use?
Yeah, there is a big roadmap ahead for us for Travala.com and the AVA token, obviously powering a lot of these use cases. The first release, which is coming in the next couple of months, is what we call proof of travel, which is blockchain based digital passport, let's say, which is very exciting. It's going to be part of our Smart program, but we're really looking at what is going to come after that and what's going to come after that as well. So I can't share too many details at this stage. Obviously, we're still working on it. and we're very excited about the impact that this is going to have in the overall Travala.com ecosystem, obviously for the AVA token, but also importantly for the whole travel industry, because what we're building is pretty revolutionary in our point of view in terms of the impact that that can have. Think about the billions of travelers that we have in the world, and think about the millions of hotels. Suddenly you have an ecosystem of billions and billions of participants that could very well benefit from these NFTs at a different scale. But yeah, we have a first release of our proof of travel concept, the digital passports as we call them, coming very soon. And then we're already working on what we call it season 2 and season 3 as well. So a big roadmap ahead for Travala and the AVA token in the NFT space.
Amazing, amazing. So we were talking before a little bit how our partnership began, and it was right at the cusp of Corona and lockdowns. I think it was literally 2 weeks before the first lockdown happened here in Israel. It was absolutely mad crazy, and your COO, Steve Hipwell, we were coordinating and trying to understand where we stand. But for us, we wanted to support anything and everything that you were doing, whether travel was working at the time or was going to start working. And clearly it's kicking up. But I do want to, get into your mind and your operations. How was it to experience that as the industry-leading travel uh, company in blockchain and crypto, to suddenly no travel, no flights, or at least highly reduced number of flights? And how did that crisis feed innovation and opportunity for you?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting what happened at that point, particularly within the travel industry. Obviously, looking back at it, it did actually allow us as a team to put our heads down and focus on building. And at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're a team of builders, just like you guys. We focus a lot on product, on use cases, on bringing that level of UX UI to users that we think they deserve. Trying to innovate in different areas, but at that point, it was a shock to the business. We saw 90% of the bookings basically disappear from 1 week to another. So it
Amazing.
was challenging. A lot of changes had to be made and fairly quickly. So as a CEO, it's hard to manage those situations. But again, we've got an amazing team. Everybody pulled together, and we managed to make sure that we could deal with what was important at the time for our users, which is to make sure that they were well informed on what was happening, that we were dealing with, last minute travel cancellations, changes, and, making sure that people were well informed of what was happening. But very soon after, we basically, put our heads down and, started focusing on building the product so that we were ready once the pandemic started to ease. And looking back at it, it's been probably a very positive development for us in terms of, the breathing space that it gave us to actually, reassess and look at the product going forward and how could we, continue to scale this. At the moment, we're seeing obviously a significant amount of, travel demand coming back. October, for example, our core business lines, hotels, flights, and activities are up almost 50% month on month. I think what we're going to
From
witness
September to October, just one
from
a month.
September to October, we're about to post, the biggest growth month ever, and this is just the beginning, in my opinion. I
Mazel
think that
tov.
we're about to witness the biggest travel rebound in a century, if not ever. I don't think we actually comprehend or can imagine now how big this is going to be. I mean, think about friends, family, corporate travel, leisure travel. I mean, it's just the amount of pent up demand is just, insane. So obviously, Travala.com is there to capitalize on this rebound, and we're a lot more ready. And this is probably where, back to your question, did it allow us to innovate and be more ready And so, yeah, 100%. It actually gave us time to focus on, what could we do different. We launched flights during that time. We improved our booking engines. We improved our partnership with Expedia. Obviously, we closed the M&A deal with Binance and Travel by Bid, and there was a lot of great developments around that time. And yeah, we're definitely in a much better position, and that gave us time to think about the roadmap for the next 5 to 10 years, rather than focusing on the moment. So yeah, taking the positive out of it, it did allow us to focus a lot more on building.
Amazing to hear, and it's awe-inspiring also to be shocked that way from such an external factor like the COVID pandemic on your business, on your operations, on your vision, and instead be able to recalibrate, reassess, and introduce a better service. It's really job well done, and we're super proud to be partnering with you on our next phase of this partnership, and we would love to hear a little bit more from you, and also reveal this to our users and our audience. What's coming next? You touched a little bit on Binance. Currently, you have a mini app inside of Binance, and that's the only project right now that you have that. So, what's the next step of the Klever and Travala partnership?
Of course, we couldn't go, with the development of the mini app and don't think about our partnership with Klever. I think, you guys have the perfect ecosystem for us to, integrate the same mini app, adapt it to your ecosystem as we have on the Binance.com app. I think from our point of view, the Travel.com mini app that is being built for, the crypto industry, let's say, or blockchain distribution channels, as we call them, is probably one of our killer use cases. But again, it's more than that. It is a way to allow, potentially tens of millions of crypto users to be able to seamlessly book, travel from within, existing native apps like, the Klever app. I think this is definitely something that we are extremely excited for. And obviously, we have many other partners that have contacted us and wanted to integrate this mini app as well. I think, after Binance, it'll be a pleasure for us to work with you and your team to make this happen on Klever next. Yeah, very excited about it. Again, it's all about the user experience, isn't it? We want to make it frictionless for people to be able to book travel, and what better than being able to do it from within the app. Yeah, very excited about this, and yeah, so is the whole team.
Amazing. Yeah, we've been working very close with your team for a very long time, and this is the kind of epitome of the integration. And essentially, to summarize it to our viewers, it's getting Travala's app inside of Klever, inside of the ecosystem, meaning that you can use, the 20 plus major blockchains that we already support, and all of the coins, all of the ERC20, and all of the TRC20 that Travala supports. You can book all your travels, flights, hotels, travel activities, more than 3 million different travel products directly inside of Klever. You don't have to move, you don't have to go anywhere. We will provide travel experience for you. And I mean, for us, it's really a great milestone, and super excited as a team to get there. And yeah, our teams are jointly working on it right now. To introduce to you over the coming months, and it's very exciting indeed. Because, like you say, it's all about that user experience. It's all about making it simpler, faster, and safer for the users to use their crypto.
Exactly, you're spot on. Simpler, faster, and safer. Yeah, to the point where we are improving on the user experience that you see on major online travel agencies. The fact that you can pay with your assets from within your wallet is just fascinating. We're looking at being able to buy millions of products with your assets within the wallet in a matter of seconds, even faster than what you do when you want to book on one of these major online travel agencies that have been building products for decades, let alone the fact that obviously we're doing it with crypto. So yeah, very excited about this. And obviously, again, another way for us together to push crypto mainstream and make sure that people use their crypto for day-to-day things like travel.
And that's the thing, day-to-day things. Actually, about an hour before we got on here, I was talking to your head of BD, Shane Sibley, who is actually in, I believe, Peru at the moment,
Yeah,
in Cusco, Peru. And he was saying that, okay, in about 5 minutes, I have to head out of the hotel room because I'm going up to Machu Picchu. So I asked him, did you actually book this with Travala? He said, I booked everything with Travala. The
yeah,
flight, the hotels, the stays, and the travel activity of walking up with a guide up to Machu Picchu. So it's much more than just booking a hotel. It's much more than just taking a flight. It's these travel products that you're rolling out is changing the way that Jay, I, you, and millions around the world are viewing travel. And I mean, I
yeah.
would love to hear more about like how are you innovating that space? How are you pushing new products and making it even easier to utilize your crypto for travel?
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, it's about the whole travel experience. And, eventually we'll get to a point where, Travala.com will become the one-stop shop for anything travel related, whether it's flights, hotels, activities, cars, cruises, home rentals, accommodations, you name it. We want to have 10 million plus travel products. We want to have the highest offering of travel products of any online travel agency in the world. And obviously, we want to make sure that people feel comfortable with, booking those travel products with any cryptocurrency. Obviously, we are slowly adding more payment methods and so on. But yeah, eventually, we want to help different ecosystems and different blockchains to also be, used within the Travala.com platform. But yeah, it goes all the way. And what we're seeing nowadays is a fundamental change in the way we travel. And this is probably due to COVID as well. You have a whole new concept, workstation. People now have so much more flexibility. And we have so many, Travala users that just basically live and travel with Travala. So whether they're going to work somewhere for a couple of months, they're renting, with us. Whether they're traveling with a family or friends, or they're doing activities, or they're organizing an event, obviously through our concierge service, which is our luxury travel service, which is a one-to-one basically with our luxury travel agents. We're organizing restaurants, transfers, boats, event hires, you name it. So you can really live within the services that Travel.com offers for anything related to travel, transport, and activities and fun, basically. So yeah, very excited about how the product offering will continue to improve. How hopefully we have more amazing ecosystems like yours and your users and your products, joining the travel ecosystem as well. And together, we can continue to bring more utility to this space and make sure that we continue to, improve in the overall travel experience from, how we book to, how we, complete the trip and what happens even after the trip. And this is on the consumer side. Obviously, Travala will also start focusing on the infrastructure side in the future, which is again the other side of the equation, which is what can we do in terms of innovation and infrastructure to help the supply side. Now we're serving the demand side, users like you and me that want to travel, and yeah, we work with a lot of suppliers, dozens of them, from Expedia to Booking.com, you name it. A lot of private jet suppliers and a private island if you want to book it through our concierge service. So we have multiple suppliers that we build strong relationships with. But I think Travala also has an opportunity to tap into these millions and millions of individual travel suppliers that will benefit as well from the technology that we can build for them, whether it's in NFTs or other areas.
That's one of the things I'm most excited about, not just the Klever ecosystem, but also yours, to democratize what we're doing. Essentially, we're democratizing finance through blockchain and crypto, and you're democratizing travel through blockchain and crypto. And that's one of the things, I travel a lot with Travala, and use many different coins, everything from stable coins to others. And it's so seamless and so easy. But the beautiful thing is that you can book a 5-star hotel for a crazy amount of money, but you can also book something extremely simple and easy, or cabins. And that, for us, especially, we have a very diverse and large user base around the world, from literally every continent, whether it's Southeast Asia or throughout Africa or South America, or of course one of our largest markets, number one, is the United States. Anyone can book travel with crypto. You don't have to use your fiat anymore. You can literally thrive in the crypto economy and use it to travel. How do you see that, the democratization of travel through your work?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's one of the most beautiful things to see. We have seen a progressive increase in the percentage of bookings paid with crypto, even through the bear market. We are now sitting at around 80% of the total booking volume, and I'm talking about over $1 million a week worth of bookings at the moment, paid with crypto. And so, yeah, it's been great to see that evolution, from 50 to 60 to 70, now 80%. We're really hoping that eventually it will be 100% crypto and nobody
I
will be
remember when it
using
was 30.
fiat. Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys were
It
posting
started
your
all.
monthly, and it was like 30-ish, and then suddenly, it's growing,
Yeah.
growing, and I just saw like last week you posting it, it's 80% in
Yeah,
crypto. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it's
And the other great
incredible.
thing is you think about the AVA token, the native token of Travala.com. Same thing, for months and months, we had always Bitcoin as the number one payment method. And to see how, by implementing new use cases and more utility for AVA. For example, when you pay with AVA, you get an additional discount on top of the discounts and gift backs that you get by being a smart member and so on. That alone is also allow us to incentivize users to hold AVA, stake AVA, so that they get these additional discounts, to the point where AVA became the preferred payment method on the platform, even above Bitcoin. But yeah, it's great to then see all these different cryptocurrencies as well, like yours, being used for bookings. I know that you use it as well yourself, and it's great to see the wider community also using different coins and different tokens. During COVID, it was exciting to see as well. Talking about the democratization. As soon as travel restrictions were eased, let's say from Japan to Brazil, it was amazing to see these, pockets of demand coming so quickly into the platform from all places across the world, and, seeing how, distributed and how global the, user base of Travel.com is just fascinating, isn't it? The fact that we've been able to build these basically organically, thanks to our community, the support and everything that they've given to us since day one, and how we've been able to build this brand and to build this community around Travel.com, and how this is now bringing users from everywhere across the world in such a distributed way. It's really fascinating. Yeah, something that we're extremely proud of, and thanks to partners
Yeah,
like you as well, obviously, because you guys are also reaching those globally distributed user bases.
100%. I mean, and that's also the beautiful thing. Like, we have this massive user base, in both platforms, that are, just in Klever, we have 30 different languages supported just in the app, right? And we have 193 different countries that have downloaded the app. And having such a diverse user base makes, a partnership with you guys in travel, makes the world smaller suddenly, and it brings
Mm.
everybody together. You can literally connect through a rewards program like yours, or staking programs like KLV, which I know that a lot of our users stake KLV, and get an hourly reward that they can take out daily or weekly, and then use that reward to travel. And I think that's one of the most fascinating parts about using the crypto economy to use crypto, to travel with crypto, to fly with it, to go see your friends and family, or go on a luxury vacation, or take an activity and fly across the world. It's
Yeah.
utilizing the energy that is already inside of crypto, um, for use cases that previously was unimaginable. So we're very very happy and proud to be able to integrate such an amazing and excellent service into Klever. But one of the great things that we put a lot of value in is support. And we have a massive support operation led by the legendary Dutchman Matthias Bock and his team that answers our users' questions literally within 5 to 10 minutes on first response, and then directly solves any issue or question that they have. But I've also experienced with you guys excellent support and timely, private, personal, making sure that in case we need to move anything, it's there easily, quick. Um, how do you keep it going? What's your idea on support itself in your operations, and how do you aim to improve it even further?
Yeah, obviously customer support for us, just like for you, is absolutely critical. We need to make sure that we solve any queries, any questions, any issues as well, fairly quickly. We continue to scale up the teams. As I was mentioning before, we're getting close to a headcount of 100, which is insane when you think about it. 12 months ago we were less than 50. So yeah, the team continues to scale, mainly on engineering and developers and so on, but also on the customer service team and basically across every department in the business. But yeah, customer service is a critical one for us, to make sure that we're able to, offer the great service. Because again, it's about the whole booking experience, isn't it? Is what happens before you book, while
And
you
if
are
any of
staying.
those, if any of those kind of milestones or posts fail, the entire
Yeah.
experience fails.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So for us, yeah, whether it's through email, the online chat, whatever it is, there's 24/7 support around the clock. We've got a distributed team across the world as well, covering all the different time zones, to make sure that we can cope with any queries at any time. And yeah, this is probably one of the things that we put a lot of focus in since day one. To make sure that we offer that amazing customer service that's 24/7, and is always there for our customers. And as we continue to grow, we will continue to ramp that up. And yeah, obviously, we're also very thankful to have a great community behind us. Our Telegram channel, anybody can go in and ask questions. We got, our community there always 24/7 as well, willing to help and answer questions and so on. But yeah, very, very happy and proud, as you said as well, to have that amazing customer service, because you can build the greatest product in the world, but you still have to offer the greatest customer service as well if you want that product to continue to be used.
100%. And something that I do want to touch upon and how you think about it internally. We as crypto lovers perhaps understand why, but how do we convince others to use crypto and to enter the crypto market to then travel with it? What do you see as the benefit or benefits of using crypto to travel?
I think again, it's going back to the user experience. And I think the crypto industry as a whole, it's got to a point where it's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So you know we have this generation. You look at travel, for example. You have the experience and booking.coms back in the 90s and early 2000s. Don't get me wrong, they were great innovators at the time. They managed to actually build marketplaces that were bringing a lot of inventory online and facilitating something that was actually very innovative at the time. Then you have the second wave, what we call Web 2.0, the Ubers and Airbnbs. I think what we're doing here is we're building the third version, which I think obviously is 10 times more innovative than anything that's been built before, because it's been built on top of Web 3.0. I think what we are doing here is really building the future of how any product or marketplace is going to work on Web 3.0, and the industry by default, and the way adoption of cryptocurrencies is taking place, is going to be a point in time where basically it's going to be a no-brainer. What am I going to do? And I'm going to go and pay with my credit card and book something a full price without getting any rewards that I know they're actually valuable or whatsoever. Am I really part of anything here? Am I just another number on the database of booking.com or whatever? Or am I actually going
You
to be part
are.
of an ecosystem where
That's the thing.
I can actually participate, I can add value, and I can receive value for participating. I can look at something that I can put a number to. If I get my rewards or my discounts, I know they're real. Obviously, they're based on the blockchain. Everything is on chain, and so on and so on. So I think that the advantages of what we're doing here, in terms of, again, speed, security, transparency, rewards, pricing. I mean, I could keep going and going to the point where as long as we can send that message properly and continue to push the advantages of what blockchain and crypto bring to the normal consumer, whether it's in travel or any other industry, I think it's going to be a matter of time rather than if it's going to happen.
Amazing. I love your passion. I recognize it very clearly from our team members here at Klever, and the growth that you guys have witnessed and experienced throughout the last year and a half is truly commendable and awe-inspiring, and it's really great to just see how much love and energy you bring to the table, to your entire team and to the industry as well. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll have a 30-second break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about traveling with crypto. Fantastic. Thanks everyone to Travala team who actually produced this video, and you guys are pushing a lot of KLV adoption, and it's amazing to not just work with you but also to see something that I've been speaking to Shane and your team a lot about is the next level of travel innovation for you guys. Currently, there's you're working with a lot of partners, Booking, Expedia, that become somewhat the middlemen. How do you at Travala plan and see how to remove the middleman and bring the actual traveler or the person who's booking closer to the hotel, flight, and any kind of travel destination? How do you bring them without you as a middleman?
Good question. It is happening as we speak on the background. This is, probably one of the biggest innovations or tasks that we have ahead, which is to bring the innovation of blockchain to the demand side. And by that I mean the millions of hotel owners, activity providers, flight, airlines, and so on. I think for us, this is definitely where the next step of the evolution is, which is to make sure that Travala.com builds those relationships directly with each and every one of these travel suppliers, so that we can also become somehow infrastructure providers for them. As I mentioned, whether it's for them to launch, loyalty membership on an NFT, whether it's for them to potentially stake AVA for X, Y, and Z rewards. So obviously the opportunities are great when it comes to involving all the demand side, particularly focus on hotels at the beginning. within the Travala.com and AVI ecosystem, but also to be able to provide them the infrastructure and the technology for them to leverage, blockchain as a whole. We do have great relationships, particularly with Expedia. We've been working with them for quite a while now. We do get a lot of support from them. Obviously they're very excited about what we're doing. They're so impressed by the level of growth that we are showing. So yeah, we will continue to work with partners like Expedia, but we'll also continue to start shaping the long-term plan, which is for Travala to be the world's leading online travel agency powered by blockchain technology. And in that future, that vision, obviously, both the demand side and our consumer side has to be taken into account. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that future of travel that you're often referring to, how do you see that future of travel? You're saying that currently it's blowing up, right? We're certainly we've all been closed down, and we're now opening up, and every country will soon be opening up, and the borders will be open. But how do you see the future of travel in a practical way, and also in how does Travala aim to capitalize on this new innovative way of traveling and making sure that blockchain technology is not just used for payments, but also for security and infrastructure?
Yeah, for us, it's all about choice. Starting with, we want to make sure that um, any consumer or any traveler around the world can come to traveler.com, whether it's our website, our mobile apps, or obviously our distribution partners, or our partners like Klever in this case, and book all the travel needs, whatever it is, from hotels to activities, you name it, accommodation, flights, and in the future, car rentals, packages. We're going to tap into every single vertical of travel to make sure that we offer that choice. But again, it's about how can we fundamentally impact the way people book and the way people travel, and adapt these to the needs of the industry. From the demand side, we see a need for hotel owners, for example, to have more freedom and more transparency and more choice. Rather than now being basically dictated to what these big corporations are deciding. So at the end of the day, this industry is being controlled by a handful of large OTAs, online travel agencies, that have been basically dictating the rules for years and years. What you pay as a hotel, what you have to do. If you don't do it, how do you get penalized? They basically dictate the terms. For us, is the same way that we're trying to bring this freedom to travel to the consumers. We also want to give the freedom of managing the business to these hotel owners and so on. And COVID has been a perfect example of how this industry is basically not sustainable long term. The ethos of what we're doing here with decentralization and blockchain technology is to make people to make sure that people have the freedom to decide what they want to do without being forced into it. So we imagine a future where travel suppliers can choose and decide what they want to do and get properly rewarded for doing so, and make sure that they get the benefits of what they deserve, rather than having this middleman is basically continuously picking away and dictating the rules. And the same goes to the consumer side. I think that we are about to see a significant evolution in the way we travel, not just because as what's happening with COVID basically has put travel at the very top of the bucket list, isn't it? Of what we want to do. The same way that now, they're talking about this, new era of, remote work, which is already happening. The flexibility that, now you have to be able to work from wherever you want. This is obviously getting a lot of people to travel to, places where they've always been wanting to go and work from there. And by that, I mean, you can travel there for a month or 2 months or 3 months. You can still work, but you can still travel and spend time in that destination. So we want to make sure that we cover as well those needs from a consumer side, whether they want to go and spend a weekend on a hotel nearby, or whether they want to go and book a long-term stay for 2 months in the other side of the world. For us, it's about being able to cater for all those needs and make sure that we're able to do it at a massive scale and on a global scale as well, with partners like Klever, and allowing all these communities to be able to come and use all the book all the travel needs in one place, basically.
And something about decentralization that I think many see differently. I personally see decentralization as something that empowers localized economies, whether that is your ecosystem at Travala.com or the Klever ecosystem at Klever IO and Klever.finance. Being able to kind of fire up an economy of a game or a travel platform through a token or blockchain technology is really what it's all about with decentralization. But something that I would like to bring on, perhaps a little bit more practical, do you see more travel on the local level or the global level? Meaning, like, is it more flights or is it more domestic travel inside of countries, given the pandemic? I mean.
Yeah, during the pandemic, obviously domestic travel was the main driver of demand and still is. We started to see a lot of international travel picking up within the US and Europe, also a little bit in Asia. But yeah, I think domestic travel will continue to be the main driver for at least the next 3 to 6 months. Once the world opens up properly and most of the travel restrictions are eased, then we're going to see a ridiculous surge of international travel, which is going to be combined with still a massive surge in domestic travel because the amount of pent up demand. But yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute boom of both domestic and international travel within the next 6 to 12 months, to the point of something that we can't even imagine. And there's some forecast there, or everybody thinks that travel, online travel agencies are probably going to 2x or 3x over the next 12 months. I think it's going to be something more like 40 to 50x what anybody's expecting, because our generation now is not just about traveling to go and see your family, as I said, or to go and see your friends, or all those reunions or whatever we used to do before COVID. I think now travel is going to be more part of our day-to-day lives. We travel for work. We travel to meet friends. We travel to meet family. It's not anymore, oh, I'm going to go and travel, a couple of times a year. Oh, I'm going to go for work to conference and so on. Now we're seeing, groups of family traveling together, groups of friends traveling together to get to know and spend time with each other, and this is probably what's happening as well with the remote work. Before COVID, a lot of people were used to go and work in offices and, interact with other people. Now they don't have that opportunity because the vast majority of us, are working remotely. We were already as distributed teams, but now you have all these, traditional workers, let's say, that working remotely, and they spend the whole day by themselves. So what do? Travel. Perfect way, to get together with your friends or your family and actually, spend some quality time and share time with, the people that you love. So yeah, I think travel is going to see a massive surge in demand for the years to come and going forward because of what COVID has taught us. Yeah.
Fantastic. Guys, meanwhile, we got a few minutes left, so please drop your questions, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or any other platform. Drop your questions to Juan, and we'll get our backend team ready to take the best questions and see if we got anything. Meanwhile, just to give our viewers and listeners a scope of what you're offering at Travala, being able to pay with KLV, BTC, USDT, or I think 50 other cryptos. Instead, in essence, what is the extent of your global travel and accommodation offerings? how much are you offering in the different sectors?
So we offer over 3 million travel products between hotels, flights, and activities at the moment. Accommodation wise, mainly hotels, we offer over 2 million options across the world. So whether you want to book a 5-star resort or a motel somewhere, we have one of the widest selections of inventories of accommodation options. And yes, as you said, they can be booked with now over 60 different cryptocurrencies as well as fiat. And on top of that, we do also have an ecosystem. So you can participate within the Travala.com platform by staking AVA, becoming a smart member. Even if you don't book travel on a regular basis, you can sign up to our affiliate program or our referral program, and earn AVA by participating in the Travala.com ecosystem. So yeah, there's a lot of use cases around the AVA token and ways that people can participate with the platform outside of just booking travel. Obviously, we want everybody to come and book travel, and even people that come for the first time because they might get a better price and they pay with a credit card. There's a default give back with AVA, so every booking that's made on the platform, even if you're not staking AVA and you're not a smart member, we give every user 2% back in AVA. This is the way we put AVA in the hands of many. So, even your mom, my mom, that knows nothing about crypto can go to Travala.com and book a hotel, pay with a credit card, and then the next
I
day
get
she's
cash
going
back.
to see 2% on a cashback, and she goes, "Oh, what is this AVA?" So I can use this for booking travel, for staking it, for paying for my bills, for all these different use cases that we build around, the AVA token, just like you guys are doing with your token as well, KLV. So yeah, I think it's fascinating, how we are building products that can really tap into mainstream users and in a way become those easy on ramps into crypto, by bringing those mainstream users and educating them on the value, the fundamental values and advantages of using crypto and booking through a blockchain based platform where what you get and when you get it and how you get it.
And that freedom of choice, it's what we're so excited about, bringing Travala's services directly into the Klever app, because we already support the world's major blockchains and tens of thousands of different coins and tokens. The Web3 access to both Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Tron, Polygon, Kusama, swaps clearly also for AVA and 300 other trading pairs. So we're building an ecosystem that is built around staking, usability, and earnings. So having that real life use case that makes you fly, travel, book, it's the next level, and it's a really wonderful thing to see. We got some questions from our viewers. Um, is it quick to make crypto booking, and how do you manage refunds at Travala?
Good question. Yeah, it is quick. We're trying to make it as fast as possible. But yeah, this is a perfect example why the integration of the Travala mini app on the Klever app is so significant, because you will not be able to book travel quicker anywhere else than paying for the existing wallets on the app directly, without having to be
I,
transferring.
I just need to confirm this. I've traveled a lot in my life. I love travel. My wife and I love travel, and being able to travel through Travala has completely changed everything regarding how to book uh, flights and hotels and any other activities. So I can confirm that. Sorry for interrupting. Continue.
That's great to hear. Yeah, man. I think we are continuously working on improving the product to make sure that the user experience when it comes to booking is as fast and secure as possible. I think integrations like the integration of the mini app in the Klever app is one of those where we really take it to the next level, and the speed in which those bookings can be made, the security and the reliability is second to none. In terms of the refunds, this is another innovation that we were able to figure out early in the day, which obviously, paying with crypto is different than paying with fiat when it comes to refunds. There's volatility. What happens if you pay with Bitcoin and by the time you need your refund, Bitcoin is at a different price. So
Fell
yeah, we managed
20%.
to. Yeah, so we managed to implement refunds through stable coins. In this case, we use the BUSD as a default, currency for refunds within the Travala.com platform. So yeah, we continue to build, utility or functionality within the platform to make sure that we address all the pain points in travel. And again, with early days, we all, you know working on what this next, what the future of each industry that we're tapping into is going to look like, and using this new technology, which is evolving day by day, but making sure that we prioritize transparency, choice, security, and so on, with everything we do.
Fantastic. Another question, I believe it will be probably the last question because we're running out of time. This has been a fascinating conversation. Really, thank you so much for coming on. Who do you see as your competitors and what sets Travala apart from them?
Yes, another good question. We've been, pretty lucky to, or lucky, or or we basically just managed to do it during the time, but we haven't really seen anyone, despite many attempts in the industry, particularly from the ICO era and so on. So many projects that try to tap into what we're doing, and potentially being a disruptor of the large online travel agencies. I can comfortably say that Travala is by far the leading blockchain-based travel booking platform by an absolute mile of anyone in the industry that is doing this. You just have to look at the growth and the numbers, and what we're doing here. I couldn't really tell you who are our competitors, because where Travala sits in the market and the Travala brand compared to some of these other projects that could be seen as competitors, there's not really a comparison that could be made fairly. We don't really look at the market in that way either. We focus on what we're doing, and we welcome competition. But again, I think Travala has been in the industry for over 4 years now, and yeah, we've gone through bear markets, pandemics, you name it, and we continue to grow and scale, and the traction is just obviously it speaks by itself. So yeah, whether it's good or not, I don't think we have competitors within the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. Obviously, where we're heading, we all know that we're heading to disrupt the big OTAs, the centralized monopolies out there, and that's where we're heading. So that's really who we see as our competitors in the future.
Fantastic. Yeah, and that once again is another point where we align so much. We really don't see competitors out there. We see ourselves as the biggest competitors of ourselves, and the only limit is ourselves. And
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, there's really no one stopping us besides our imagination, our creativity, and our ability to work together as a global, distributed, remote team of clever minds. That's how we see ourselves. And you were talking about the growth of Travala. I believe that when we first crossed path in early 2020, we were around 10 in Klever, and now we are above 120. So exponential growth is happening on both our fronts, and it's amazing that we can align on a philosophical level, on a use case level, on simple ease of use for our users, and safety, of course. I mean, for us, like you said, being able to bring Travala into the Klever app makes things a lot more secure, because if we already built on an encrypted, decentralized system that keeps all your funds safe, and you can simply just pay through your wallet, and it's going to be fantastic when it launches. Do we have any more questions? Yes, we do. What is the future staking on Travala looking like? And I have been staking for almost a year now with AVA, says this user.
Yes, we continue to bring more benefits to our users as a whole. We have evolutions planned for our smart members, which are the members that stake in AVA. Again, no specific details at this stage, but we are working on, bringing more utility to AVA through the NFTs, which will, potentially impact as well our smart program and our staking program. Always trying to, reward loyalty and those users that have been with us, particularly for the longer and new users as well. For us, we see as they're coming into the Travala.com ecosystem. They're really participating. They're part of it. Our community, every single AVA token holder, every user on the platform is part of the ecosystem. But obviously, we acknowledge and appreciate the ones that actually, stake in the AVA, and we want to make sure that we continue to add value to them, whether it's through discounts, whether it's through gift bags, and yeah, we will continue to reassess and see how much we can continue to add value and to what levels. But yeah, our smart members and the members that stake in AVA for us are obviously priority number one. So whether it's doing an airdrop or incentivizing with more discounts or more gift bags or whatever it is, they're always going to be at the top of the list. So yeah, we'll continue to add as much value as we can to the smart members and those who stake AVA and are part of our mission here and what we're doing, because they're part of what we're doing fundamentally. Just like the users that you have in your platform, I think it's not about us. This is about what we are doing together with our communities, and this is probably one of the key advantages of everything that we do here. How we can actually have all these hundreds of thousands of community members and users that really helping us build the products of the future.
That's the magic. What happens between us, right? What happens between Travala and Klever, and what happens between us and our users. That's where innovation is born. That's where creativity is being fed, and that's where usability grows. So, Juan, thank you very much for joining us as we've run through Travel with Crypto and Travel Smarter with Klever. We've also launched a $2,000 competition together on the Klever IO page. So go in and like that, follow Travala.com and follow Klever IO to join. And we are also going to launch something new, a KLV page, landing page on Travala.com in the coming days. And of course, the integration that's coming, we become the second app, second project in the world after Binance to integrate the Travala mini app into the Klever app. So right before we go, do want to ask you, what are you most excited about in the space right now?
I'm very excited about the intersection of travel and crypto. I think that we do have two of the fastest growing industries in the world. On the one hand, you have travel that is about to go to the biggest rebound ever. On the other hand, you have crypto basically getting to levels that we've never seen before in terms of adoption and awareness and so on. So yeah, very, very excited to see how we can capitalize on the intersection of travel and crypto being such growing industries at the moment. And yeah, in terms of our partnership, I'm extremely excited to see the mini app integrated on Klever. I think that's going to be an amazing thing to see, and yeah, to continue to build up on this relationship. And hopefully we can have this conversation again in 12 months and we might be talking about a whole different set of numbers and growth and traction and so on. I'm very sure of that.
As am I. Thank you very, very much, Juan, my friend, for joining us and sharing your insights and your energy and everything that you guys do at Travala and everything we do together with you. So thank you, everyone out there around the world, literally every four corners of the world who joined today. Like, subscribe, And until next time, stay hungry and be clever.